Hey, good morning, guys. This is Ursula, the hobby container gardener. Y'all see where I'm at, right? Okay. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day today. I am out in the garden early in the morning before the sun comes out. It's kind of overcast this morning, so it is a perfect day to get out here and get some work done. So today, well, this morning is more of a maintenance morning. So I have a couple of maintenance issues that I have to take care of. The first one is these cucumbers. So the cucumbers are the plants are getting really really tall. They're starting to climb up this little DIY trellis that I have, but I need to get uh, down in the bottom and I need to get rid of some of these leaves. Um, I have a lot of flowers that are opening up and they're kind of hidden. And I'm also seeing a couple of nice little cucumbers that's starting to form. So I'm going to sit you guys down. I won't be doing a lot of talking, but I'll let you see what I am doing. So I think I have taken care of all of the additional leaves that we no longer need for these cucumber plants, the ones at the very bottom. Um, and I've taken off a lot of the suckers. Now, the suckers are what I was showing you. Let me get one so I can show you again. All right, so this is what a sucker looks like. If I let this grow, this will start a whole new branch for the cucumbers. And I kind of like to keep mine, I don't want to say under control, but not so wild. So I try to keep these off and just let them go up the one main stem and do like that, because the first year I started growing cucumbers, y'all, I was hearing people saying, oh, don't let them get out of control, you know, and my thinking was, shh, if they can have more suckers, that's more cucumbers for me. So, because each sucker is going to have a new stem with new flowers and cucumbers and everything, and y'all, I thought I knew it. Oh, but I found out. You know how they say FOF? Oh, what it? FAFO? I found out. It got so bushy and so full, I couldn't control it. And then it started having mildew because there was no airflow that was going between the stems and the leaves. And if it rained or if I watered, the water was just kind of setting on it. And I think that first year, after it got like that, I might have gotten one cucumber off of there because it had gotten out of control, and there was nothing that I could do with it. So I have learned my lesson. I'm going to try to keep it under control. I'm going to try to keep all those extra suckers off and just let them go up that one stem. Now, maybe later, once they get up a little higher, I may let one or two of the suckers, develop, because at that point the cucumbers are going to start to die down anyway. So, but I will cross that bridge when I get there. But for right now, yeah, we're not letting them get it out of control. So, I do have some more suckers that I want to remove, but since they're so small, I can't really tell if they're the suckers or if they're the flowers, and I don't want to tear off any of the flowers. So I'm gonna be satisfied with the work I've done today. And y'all, just by taking off a lot of these leaves, I am noticing a lot of little cucumbers that are forming. I don't know if they got pollinated or not, but it's a good bit of them. So that's what we're doing right now. Now we're about to move over to the tomatoes, because actually I could start right here because I have tomatoes right here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start right here. So hold a minute. All right, y'all. So I basically just turned around so I can go ahead and do some maintenance on these tomato plants. Tomato plants also have suckers, and if you let them go, they will produce a whole new stem and they will get wild. So they will be wilding out. Um, I just want to go in and kind of clean out the bottom a little bit. Um, I'm not going to, but if you want more tomato plants and you have some growing, you can actually take the sucker that you cut off and you can either put it in some water and it will develop some roots. Or some people just put it directly into the soil, plant it just like it is. And it most likely will produce a new tomato plant. But I have been so blessed with the amount of tomato plants that I have this year. I am not going to root a sucker. Now, somebody come by, like my daughter has been telling me that, or both of my daughters actually say that they might want to start a garden. They see what's going on in the world. They see the stuff that's going on, and I think they're starting to think kind of like, I am, like, y'all, we got to be prepared because we don't know what's going to happen. So if they come and say, hey, give me a tomato plant or two, I can actually give them a tomato plant, but I can also cut the suckers off and root them and give them, and it will be like a whole new plant. So I think that's kind of cool with the tomatoes. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna take them off. So y'all hang out with me for a little while longer while I do some garden maintenance. All right, y'all. So far, this is what the new tomato plants are looking like. I have cleaned up the bottom leaves, gotten rid of some of the suckers. See, like this is a sucker. If I was to cut this right here and put this in some water, this would be a whole new tomato plant. And you wouldn't have to start all over dropping the seed and all of that stuff for a new tomato plant. This would be a new tomato plant. It done got a little big, so I think I'm gonna leave it. And maybe my daughters might want to go ahead and get started with their gardens. This is the third one that I have cleaned up the bottom, gotten rid of some suckers, and I went ahead and I tied them because the I tied them when I first planted them down here. Then I got to right here when it got a little taller, and then this is the newest tie that I put on there. So as it gets taller, I'm going to keep tying them up. All right, y'all. That's three. Probably got about 50 more. No, I'm exaggerating. Um, about 10 more tomato plants that we need to go ahead and clean up and then tie up. So let's get. All right, y'all. We are back. Now we are inside of the area which was a crowd cage. It's going to be the crowd cage again because I know the hornworms are just trying to get here to these beautiful tomato plants. So I'm going to have to protect them too, y'all. But these in here have gone crazy, especially this one. I'm going to have to look at my tag and see what type of tomato plant this is because this thing has exploded. The one next to it has, and then the two next to it. I know these are brandywines because the leaves are different. I can tell the difference with this one as opposed to the rest of them. But we're about to clean off these as well. Not sure what I'm gonna find up in here, but y'all gonna find it with me, y'all. All right, let me get my scissors. So y'all, I am stumped. I'm raising the canopy of this one up. I see three nice size suckers that look like have developed. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut some of this back. But let me do this one and get this one out the way because this one here is a monster. Let me trim back this one. Y'all, I am dumbfounded because I did not keep up with these tomato plants and do the proper maintenance that needed to be done. These things have so many suckers. Y'all see all of them stems up in there? So this is the main stem. That's a sucker. That's a sucker. And that is a sucker. That's why you have to keep up with your plants. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't. I was in that in between brassica stage, still concerned and worried about the brassicas and not really paying attention to the tomatoes. So it looks like I'm gonna be cutting off some suckers. But right now I'm gonna just do like a general cleanup, and then I'll come back and see because I need to see if when I cut these suckers off, if somebody is gonna want these suckers. All right, y'all. I'm gonna leave this monster alone. This one is basically cleaned up. Now I'm gonna get to the two brandy ones. So I'm gonna set y'all down. say, the onions that are coming up in the pots with these tomatoes are starting to look good as well. Okay, y'all. I've got some work done today. So, cleaned out the cucumbers, cleaned up the tomatoes. I have not finished. I need to go back to that first one that is a monster and figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna take some of them suckers off. Haven't decided yet, but I have a few more smaller ones that I just planted, so they haven't gotten out of control yet. They're just getting themselves established. So I'm not gonna touch them, but I wanted to catch the bigger ones that I planted, I believe back in February. And these are the ones that I planted in February. These are the ones that has gotten out of control. Um, but like I said, there's still a few more that I need to put my hands on and do something with. But I feel good about the amount of suckers and extra leaves that I've taken off. You know, the sun is coming in and out because it's cloudy, and as the sun moves, it goes back into the clouds. So let me show you. All right, so far, this is the tomato stems, leaves I've taken off, as well as the cucumber leaves that's down here. Um, the next thing I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tackle the bell peppers and kind of clean them up a little bit. What else I need to do? I need to do a harvest. I need to do a harvest. I'm gonna have to put my dehydrator out, y'all, and get those the parsley and green onion and celery, and go ahead and put that in the dehydrator. I am running a little low on my dried seasoning, which is what I put in the dehydrator, and then I just mince it up real fine and put it in my jar. So when I get ready to cook, I have all of the seasonings that I need that I use. Um, but yeah, I need to harvest that. I'm gonna wait. I think we're supposed to get a little rain today, but if not, I am gonna come back out and do a harvest. But I'm gonna end this video. Y'all have seen me clean up these tomato plants. Like I said, there's a few more that I need to put my hands on. But I will come back and I'll show you guys the finished product. Alright, so I've decided to go ahead and add these tomato cages to these bell pepper plants. I'm trying to put these tomato cages onto the bell peppers, but I'm trying to avoid the onions I have planted in the pots with the bell peppers. All right, y'all. So I think I've taken care of just about all of the new spring starts that I've planted. So I got all of the cages, the tomato cages, on the bell peppers. So I have the four right here lined up. I still have a tomato cage on the one I overwintered from last year. This one, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna clip some of this off. As you can see, it's growing down at the bottom. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's growing down at the bottom, but the top isn't doing anything. I think that's a better picture. So I'm gonna cut off some of this. I already have a tomato cage on here, and yeah, I think I may put one of the smaller tomato cages on this jalapeno plant right here. That's the one that's producing right now. This one is not. This one right here is not. And then this little variegated. This little variegated bell pepper plant. I put a small tomato cage on that one as well. So, yeah, I have done a lot out here this morning. I feel good. I feel good that I'm able to. Oh, look at this. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Then out of the corner of my eyes. Y'all see this? Yeah, he looking for some food, but you know what? Not, not in the Harvey garden. I don't know what you're looking for, but you're not gonna find it here. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I feel good. I got a lot of things done that I wanted to get done. Yeah. So my next project, y'all, is I have made a decision, and y'all chime in and let me know what y'all think. So I do not have a big yard, y'all. I have like an average size backyard, and I'm using a good bit of it, as a garden. I try to leave some green space for my husband. But y'all, I'm thinking this space right here where the greenhouse was, if I move all of this stuff out of here and just leave maybe those little grow bags right there, I could possibly grow a couple of watermelons. Not for the watermelons war, as much as I would love to be a part of that. I just don't have the space. But I'm thinking some smaller size watermelons that don't sprawl out so wide and long and get huge. I have some seeds for some yellow watermelons that we had, I believe it was last year, and I saved the seeds. And then I have like some other red. So I'm thinking about cleaning this area out. Plant me some watermelon seeds, y'all. So let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. I think I need to go inside and get me something to drink. I'm kind of parched. Even though the wind is blowing out here, it's nice, breezy, cool. I am parched. So I need to get inside, get me something to drink, maybe take a little break, and then I'm coming back out and I'm getting some more work done. But thank you guys for visiting me in this Harvey garden. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Y'all, look at this. I mean, it's a beautiful sight to see all of this food growing. And yep, my family hasn't come and gotten their cabbages yet. But yeah, they better come on, because if not, I know how to prepare them and put them in the freezer. Just saying. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope y'all stay safe and y'all remain and continuously be blessed. I will talk to y'all later.